Hey, I figured I'd share this today. This might be a little bit different video, just my thoughts. And I like recording some things that happen so I can kind of see, review it, or give some wisdom to my kids when I get old. Can't remember things. But just gonna talk about getting a job during the pandemic. I had a severance package, so it ran out. But I was laid off in September 11th. Kind of ironic, isn't it? But I still had my part-time job. I was working two jobs for over 2 years, and it was, things work out for kind of good. My wife had to have her leg. She had two stents put in her heart, so she almost lost her leg, and they had to go in there and rebuild the veins that was in her leg. And when she healed, she still didn't have good blood flow, so they had to go back and put another stent in her leg of the new veins. So now she's doing better, but she smoked cigarettes for years, and her good days are still bad days. I've got to sleep a lot. I've been just working 20, and I'm up to 25 hours. I tried to say, hey, what I want to do. I was at a company 13 years, so it's like, what do you do now? And I'm old. But before I got laid off, I hurt my foot, and they x-rayed it, and they said there's a little piece of bone. So I had to have a boot. It hurt really bad, and I was walking on crutches. It's turning on me now. I tried to take care of myself. I started taking, even though I read don't do it, but I started taking calcium pills just to help. And the pain, I can walk on it without any assistance. But just walking in the yard, I like walking on a flat surface, and I have to tell my foot what to do. So there's several things I'd love to do. I had a job. I was there 13 years. It was okay. I didn't really like it. Who wants to go to work? It had some good days, but it wasn't. You wasn't going to see friends when you went to work. You had to do a job. So But I've seen some jobs where I'd like to. I like messing around with YouTube. Still got a lot to learn, and I have a phone. But then having, a lot of people have the Canon camera I really like. 8 months I can upgrade my phone, and it'll be pretty nice. So they had the S21. I hadn't really been convinced to go to iPhone yet, but they're gonna have an S22, which will be nice. And so my phone has about 10 gig of space it's let me use, and I have a lot of apps going. So anytime I put just a few pictures, it says there's no space available, and I really want to upgrade. And it doesn't charge as good, but these phones, they got you kind of locked into a 30-month contract. But when I got the phone, I started YouTube, so this is my first phone, and I'm rough on things. I tear up things easy. But getting a job during the pandemic, I went to, because I wasn't making as much with my part-time job, so I still qualified for unemployment. So I've tried to file for unemployment, and you can't go to the unemployment office. You can talk to them, and you can certify your week, but then you call a number, and the first number they give you is you want a Walmart gift card. I don't have the ticket around here, but then you had to look it up online, and you call, and then you get a hold of somebody, and they tell you, oh, I can't help you. I can only make sure you're doing it right. So then they give you another number or transfer you. So you never get a hold of anybody. So I have no idea what's wrong with my claim, but I'll probably find a job before I even get any unemployment. So I know a lot of you guys probably had to deal with that. It's crazy. Unemployment, but you're unemployment is not going to come to you. So, working a part-time job. I've had a couple interviews. I'm terrible at interviewing. One job, I thought I had it, and then just my luck. I almost had a job as soon as I got laid off. It was for a meter reader position. I could wobble still, and I dressed up for it, and I was clean shaven, and the guy was real nice, but I had to call. It's like a contract position for a big energy company, and it paid $15 an hour, which, it'd been nice. You drive around a company vehicle, and it sounded good. He gave me the first time I had a drug test where you put it in your mouth, like a big old cotton swab in a container, and you have to have a lot of saliva to make it go. So I did that, and I thought I had it. Well, when I went to leave, I locked my keys in my car because I just bought a truck, a 2008 GMC Canyon, and it's everything on its manual. So I locked the keys in the ignition because I was nervous about the interview. So the first time I used the Uber, I had to use the Uber to get home, and then I beat on the door, woke up my wife, and then she took me out there to get my truck. But the guy was from Arkansas, and I thought I had it, but he gave me his number, called him a couple times, and he never returned my call. So I was like, this is going to be harder than I thought. So I've been just kind of chilling out. I had a little severance going, and taking care of my foot, taking care of my wife with all her stuff she had going on. She's better now, finally. So, it worked out good. I was kind of laid off. But they had another company I put in for, and this took 2 or 3 months. And I took a test. 2008, it's 2021 now. And then I took the test 2020 in December for, I think it's Bridgestone. And a lot of people said, answer either you strongly agree or you strongly disagree. Don't answer you neither disagree or agree, because they want you to have an opinion, or you know what that means. But anyway, so I was all excited, and then COVID started getting worse, so they wouldn't let you come to the plant to do the test. You have to do the test where you answer some questions and situation questions and a little bit of math. It's not hard. So I passed it, and I didn't realize I passed it. Then I stayed up real late. I woke up like 12:30, and then I had a voicemail, and it said, "You have an interview today at 1." I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna make it." It was a Zoom interview. So I logged into Zoom and had the interview. I trimmed my beard, and I'd already cut my hair. I had on a dress shirt. So it went pretty good, but I couldn't remember what jobs I'd put in on for the application. But I'm an old guy. Now, they do hire old guys, but, you know how it is. So anyway, there's a job around here. They start out temp. You work about 7 days a week. They supply automotive industry, and it's real hot. So people quit that job. So I'd probably get that one. I usually end up with the jobs nobody else wants. But I've been trying to take my time and find something I like. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So we'll see. I'll probably put in for that one. It's not too far, maybe 12 miles one way, but you work 7 days a week. That's what I've heard. People be fighting at the plant, so hopefully if I get it, and maybe I can get something else if it's too toxic. Then the other tire place, Michelin's hiring, but it's like 40 something miles one way and 12-hour shifts and wear and tear on your car. And I did have a job there for a while. I got hired at Amazon, and I had to do everything online on the computer, and I got paid about $120, which was real cool. But I never went to work because I'd been working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and it was only seasonal. So I'd probably be out of work right now anyway. And my son works at my part-time job, so it works out good because I can go pick him up and take him to work because he don't have a car, and he lives on his own. So he lives in a little camper. So it works out good having that little part-time job because, you know, if I got to take him to work, I might as well be working myself, even though I work like an hour longer than he does. But there's different positions there where you can make more money, you know. But my foot, the running around kind of probably hard. I got my insurance license. Life, health, accident. And they wanted you to buy leads. You know, a lot of people probably real successful, but with COVID, you know, I'm coming up to their house, and I was dressed. I had my little case, my laptop, because you did all your underwriting on the laptop with their software, and it was pretty cool. You know, you had to be contracted, you had to pay to get contracted, and the most they would give is $30,000 of coverage. So, and it whole life, older, so it's expensive. You know, it's like $50-something a month. So I paid for leads. They had a lead thing, you could pay $25 a piece, and then you just show up their house and try to get there. And they all say come back, but I went to one lady's house. She finally let me in, and I went through the whole presentation. And then it's tough. It is tough. It's brutal. You know, nobody was mean, but just, you know, you're not making any money. It's commission only. I have another opportunity with a captive insurance company. So you can't, I had to get de-assigned or whatever with that insurance company that I was working with. So I resigned, and I had to pay to resign from them. And plus they made it even stricter. You couldn't buy leads, which is probably a good thing, but they wanted you to sell to everybody you know. So, you know, it's hard to sell to people that aren't interested in life insurance. It's tough. A couple people are interested, I met them, but, well, you know, I can't do it. I even had to have a policy myself, and so I tried doing a credit card, and they wouldn't take it from a credit card. So I didn't have to cancel that. It never accepted. So I only had to pay for Georgia. I was licensed in South Carolina and Georgia. So now I'm trying with, that was life insurance. Now I'm trying with property and casualty. It's rough. So today's February the 20th. I have to March the 2nd. I've signed up to take the test for property and casualty. So if I can study, not be goofing off, you know, making YouTube videos and trying to do all this other stuff, you know, but if you want to be successful, you have to you can't just burn the candle. You have to burn the whole box of candles or the whole store of candles. You can't just burn one end, the other end, the middle, or throw one candle in the fire. You gotta just keep knocking it out of the park. You know, it's you know, your time has to be devoted to something does good, unless, you know, you can find a decent paying job, then you can kind of manage that. The only thing about the captive company, it's only like $10 an hour, you know, plus commission, and you have to make a lot of commission, and you have to make a lot of sales in order to get paid commission. So if you if you don't make the amount of sales in these different categories, you don't get anything. All you get is $10 an hour. So you're on the phones inside a cubicle. They're not allowing people inside the building, so that'd be hard. I'd rather sit and talk to somebody face to face, But a lot of companies, if you have your license, you can work from home. It's not easy. Anybody that does it, some people do it easier than others. There's other companies called Assurance, but the whole economy now is crazy. Maybe once everybody gets a shot and they go down and more people go back to work. Some companies are actually paying more money to people, probably $4 or $5 more an hour, because they're kind of risky to hire employees. Like even where I'm at, certain positions now, they bump their pay up like $4 an hour because nobody wants to go to work. They were getting unemployment, and I guess the economy was good for a lot of people, so some people were able to save money, or they're getting something's happening and they're able to make it, but other people are really struggling, so we'll see. Getting a job during the pandemic is like crazy. Used to, if you didn't, you look at a job listing and there's robots, well, not robots, but I guess artificial intelligence software that reads your application, and if you don't match a certain way, then you won't even get a chance to get an interview. The tire manufacturer was pretty good. That would have been every month you would have had a week off, so that was kind of nice. And it was 16, you top out at 26. I kind of hate that I didn't get the chance to try it anyway. But 12-hour shifts, rotating days, and it was cool. It was a Zoom interview, which when I was trying with the life insurance, we had to do Zoom conference calls. First time I ever done any of this stuff, so it's not useless. A lot of this information or different technologies you learn are always going to be beneficial. Everybody has a smartphone, so learning, the more you know, it always comes in handy. The more you're exposed to, I've been on TikTok a lot, so that's kind of funny, and YouTube, and I watched other guys talk about insurance. So there's a lot of, I don't know if you say scams, but if somebody's making all this money, but then they're selling how to do it, come on. They're making money on selling how to do it, pretty much. They're probably not making that much money on what they're teaching you to do. But anyway, you gotta be careful. I've seen about everything. Somebody growing peas, like photosynthesis with trays of dirt and having them all together and raising like organic peas and all kind of stuff. There's all kind of stuff out there people trying to make money on. But you just have to find out what you can do, and there's no telling. I've been seeing a bunch of people come in the store and buy like $700 worth of stuff, and then I said, "What are you doing at? You selling Amazon?" They said, "Nah, man, I'm selling on eBay." And so people trying to make money any way they can. So that's one way you make money too. And I think if you do under 20,000, they don't report you for taxes. So a lot of them are creating different accounts. Hadn't sold on eBay, so that's just what I heard. But getting a job's kind of crazy. There's a lot of work at home jobs, manufacturing jobs are coming. But of course, they want somebody that's going to be there 30 years, but probably nobody's going to be there 30 years. Because when this first thing started, when this pandemic started, a lot of people, I always thought in the back of my head, because they would always talk about artificial intelligence I've listened to Elon Musk, and I've seen Sophie the robot, and some of it's staged, but it got you thinking. If all the information in the world can be accessed, and they know how to manipulate it, and then have a will to do things, then they can do whatever everybody in the whole world could do within a matter of, seconds. They'd have all the information at the process. So any job out there, a robot can do it. But people don't necessarily want a robot. And it's not going to take over as fast as you think. Because you could make McDonald's totally automated. But you got to have probably, one guy told me around here we had a McDonald's. They had 3 shifts. Well, somebody got sick, and then people kept quitting. Because, some places are starting to hire. If you're making, $8 or $9 at this place and you get $13, people going to quit, just for $2 or $3 more. But you can make it all automated, but then somebody's got to fix everything. So you're going to have probably at least half the people that are still doing some kind of work that the robots aren't doing, or it's too expensive. So you're only going to get rid of maybe half the workforce. And then you're going to create jobs of probably maybe 25% of the workforce. So you're not going to get rid of as much as you think you would. Because it's even a testament to Elon Musk. He made his plant, one of his plants he had, all automated. And then everything kept tearing up. He had to have a whole bunch of people in there to fix everything. So he had to put people back in there. So people are worth something. But then everything's crazy. I've been looking at it since February, and I might post it. Might be a little boring, but I've been kind of tracking the numbers. The first couple days I did it, I figured it was going to take about 2.5 years for the amount of infections for everybody in Aiken County to be infected if it kept going 200 something people a day. Well, now everybody's getting a shot, so it should start getting better. But the crazy thing is, if you take the population of Aiken County and you divide it by the total people that have been infected, they have the virus or have had it. So they might not have it now, but it's in their system. They've had it. They were diagnosed with it. They said. So Aiken County, South Carolina, the United States, roughly about 1 in 10 to 1 in 11 as of February the 20th, according to what I pulled off the internet. Now, if you do global, by the whole population, everybody in the world that's had it, it's about 1 in 70. So either nobody in the world is testing for it, or we're making money by saying everybody has it. 1 in 70 compared to 1 in 10 is a big difference. There's only there was 108 million in the world and 28 million in the United States. So we have like a third, almost a fourth of the cases, according to that. But then I read yesterday that Great Britain is wanting to purposely infect 90 people. They can't have any underlying health conditions. They're going to get paid. But that's crazy. Giving them, you got to be able to support 90 people that might end up on a ventilator and might not make it, or could infect more people. And it might even be worse, infecting somebody instead of somebody just getting it like they've been getting, airborne. But I don't know. There could be a bigger thing behind all this. Who knows? But just kind of look for opportunities. look for the jobs. Job service did give me about 20 websites where you can look for work. You got to network. Probably networking is probably 99%. I'm terrible at networking. I'm trying to network, but some people it's hard to network with. That's how I found the insurance, the life insurance, even though didn't make any sales. But that's also how I found the other insurance company. It was a referral, and I got 3 jobs out of probably 70, 80 something jobs. I got 3 that actually, 4. 3 that gave me an interview. Probably 2 or 3 more, but they were like sales job. One was you got paid commission only. You had to walk door to door, and if you got somebody to come give a presentation about solar power, you got paid. If not, you didn't get paid. And a lot of jobs they're offering are not jobs with benefits, which is really crazy. So you just realize how much you don't make, how low people pay, because once you make a decent wage, but then you pay $500-$600 a month on insurance, then you have one job and you realize you're not making much less than you was when you had 2 jobs, because you don't have insurance. But if you need insurance, you're in trouble. So hopefully they'll probably say you have COVID and get a paycheck off of you. I'm just kidding. But anyway, looking for a job, gotta know what you want. I still have trouble with my foot, so you got to think about that. Sometimes I feel like I'm a young whippersnapper still, and I realize that's not the case. But things getting crazy, and it's probably going to just get more crazy. But you gotta keep looking for opportunities. Don't get on a fad opportunity like, well, it might have worked out for you. A lot of these people got on here, and I seen them on TikTok, and they were saying to the moon, GameStop. Now I guess a lot of them made money, but I'm sure a lot of them lost a lot of money. Devastating amounts. I heard one guy lost $86,000. So it's not, that stuff is for the long term, or if you got money to blow. We've had one of the biggest lotteries within the past couple of months. I believe it got over $1 billion, really close to it. So I bought probably about $30 worth of tickets, I think, maybe more, but not much more. I didn't win anything, so I hadn't bought any more since. I got it out of my system. But got to keep looking for a job. You want to look one that's close. You got to think about your family. Now my children are grown, and I'm finally an empty nester. But then you got to think about yourself or any wife. Because my wife, after she had that stuff, she's having pulmonary hypertension. So, it could be her heart, but she gets winded real easy. She sleeps a lot, and she has to really push herself to do anything. She goes and does something, and she goes to bed. So, I got to think about that. I need insurance, so I could have home health care. So even if I worked in a toxic environment and made okay money, I could probably make it on $14 an hour to be tight. I make less than that now, so only part-time. And it's tight. But, I had to pay insurance, so, but I probably had to have some kind of home health care eventually where they'd had to come out and help her out. Because I still have, I think my full retirement age is 67. So I have about 18 years, somewhere around there, before I can draw Social Security and get, well, a little bit less than that, I guess 65, you get Medicare. Now the thing with the captive insurance agency, eventually, if I get good at it, I'd be selling all the products, even though I'd be commissioned, but I'd learn a lot, and I could have my own business, if I wanted to do that at my current age, But with a captive agency, you make the money and hopefully you saved what you needed to, because once you retire that agency, it goes back to the company or up and coming person to take over your book of business, from the insurance agency. So, it's this a long video if you stuck around to the end. Don't forget to subscribe, like it. And I appreciate you watching it all the way through. If, you're still here. Hear me ramble on. I wanted to share it. I'm doing American Professor right now with the commercial life. It's pretty good. It has some videos, which, to me, the videos are just, I remember Charlie Brown. Wop, 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 wop. So, I've took the test. Well, I first took it without studying. I made like a 40-something. And now that I got all the test questions, only 100. And I made a 90 and 89 without looking at anything. But then I went back and there's 16 chapters. So I didn't do good on the chapter review. So I need to study all those chapter reviews, and hopefully I'll pass the test March the 2nd, or figure out something else. Now, I did see some cool jobs I'd like. They didn't have insurance, but two of them, a couple jobs I applied for, I think they wanted a younger, hipper, or maybe younger, Carvana, which seemed really cool, but I think it's not really local, so you'd have to be able to travel, and then eventually it'd be here. But you get to drive a truck, pulling a car, brand new car, and Carvana is the one that it looks like a big old drink machine, sort of, but it's for cars. But they're probably on the yard somewhere. But that's how they kind of advertise it. So people pay for the car online. But I didn't hear anything from that job. A couple other jobs, you drive your own car, but you had full insurance. That would be so cool. You take pictures, and they supplied you with a Canon camera. And I like doing YouTube and TikTok and all this, but it's more fun. But if it makes money one day, great. But it's kind of fun, to do it. It's kind of a creative outlet. I don't like playing golf or anything. No offense to anybody who does. But it's just, I just like doing this. Not really into video games now because they're overwhelming. It overwhelms my senses. I had surround sound and just all that noise just coming in, and the bass. I was playing Medal of Honor, and I didn't even get past the first part where he jumps out of the airplane and there's machine guns all around, and it's just so loud. And that was a PlayStation 3, so I hadn't had a PlayStation 4 or 5, but hadn't played in years. But we gotta just keep the faith. Don't give up. You never know, there's new jobs being created. But if you get a job, work it, then you get another one, and you can go do that one. So don't give up trying to get a job during the pandemic. Things should get better. Or we'll figure out how to make it on what we're making it on. But I just thought I'd share that. So I'm doing okay. I can still get my cheeseburgers. Just I'm just vibing 2021. So thanks for watching, and it's really cool that see people view it. I always think it's myself or my son just watching them and letting it play when he's asleep, but he said he hadn't watched it in a while, so other people are actually watching it. So I enjoy you guys watching my stuff, and I hope it brings some value or laughter, or you just kind of shake your head and say, all right. Kind of agree with some things, who knows, or some entertainment, or keep you from doing some crazy stuff I did. So we'll catch you later. Stay cool.